Welcome back to US King Master, the home of powerful stories and next-level content. Before we begin, make sure you hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's get into today's video. A billion-dollar brand just went viral. Alex Isa and the whole WTA are observing in shock. As soon as three of the top names in tennis equipment went competition for a single budding star, no one anticipated that it would become a public conflict that would rock the sport as a whole. She's only 20 years old. However, what actually occurred behind closed doors, the emails that were released, the abrupt terminations of contracts, the pandemonium on social media made her at the heart of the most contentious women's tennis sponsorship war has ever observed. Three titans, one choice, and consequences that no one anticipated. Alex wasn't intended to be present. Not like this, not with this much strength, not so quickly. Only three. She was an optimistic adolescent years ago. From the Philippines, slogging through ITF competitions in little European cities, hardly receiving media attention outside of her home nation. However, somewhere between her 2022 junior win at the US Open and her explosive climb through the 2024 WTA rankings, and something changed in 2025. Scouts observed, agents walked about, and the largest tennis manufacturers began to pay attention. Aya had by early 2026 broke into the top 50. She wasn't only no longer a prospect. She was a sensation, a junior Grand Slam champion having a bold baseline strategy, a huge across Southeast Asia, and a tale that inspires marketers. The underdog who wouldn't give up. Her ascent arrived at the ideal moment. Tennis for women was desperate to meet new people in Asia. Naomi Osaka has taken a back seat. Song Qian had previously been confined to enormous sponsorships from China. She was the key to success. Youthful, relatable, hungry, and serving as a marketplace for more than 110 million Filipinos who initially possessed a tennis star of their own. Since she was 16, Nike has been a part of her life. A simple transaction, nothing spectacular, simply sufficient to keep her swooning and running shoes. Babolat gave her rackets, a common piece of equipment collaboration that the majority of players her age would kill for. It remained steady. It was secure. However, steadiness isn't a selling point. Dreams worth billions. Behind the scenes, rumors began to spread. Wilson desired entry. Furthermore, they weren't seeking a discreet collaboration. They wished to convey a message. They desired Alex Aya will serve as the face of their upcoming racket line creation, the focal point of an initiative aimed toward the Asia-Pacific marketplaces with billions of dollars. Initially, it appeared to be routine. Brands compete, players gain, and everyone is successful. However, this was not going to be the norm. War was on the horizon. Additionally, Alex Aya was going to, whether she realized it or not, become into the most precious and most contentious strength in women's tennis. What occurs when a 20-year-old turns into in a billion-dollar game? She won the prize. Didn't request to play? The battle for bids was going to start, and things will become nasty. It began in silent boardrooms, calculating and merciless. In January 2026, Alex Aya's representative was given the initial offer. Wilson Tennis, among the sport's most recognizable brands, having formulated a plan that would alter everything. $8 million spread throughout 4 years. Complete sponsorship of equipment, exclusive rights of her picture in the Asia-Pacific region advertising campaigns. Additionally, this is the kicker, a fund for personal investments created to construct tennis mize in the Philippines in her name. This wasn't only a sponsorship. It was a legacy. However, Wilson made a crucial exclusivity and demand. Aya would sign if she Babolat would have to be dropped right away. No grace period and no two-way relationships. Wilson or nothing. Her agent was aware of that would be an issue. Babolat possessed been faithful. They had stood with her while she didn't place in the top 200. She had received personalized rackets from them, flown her to their French facilities, regarded her like a member of the family. Leaving it would be more than simply business. It would feel similar to treachery. However, $8 million is $8 million. Word spread. It always does. In less than 48 hours, Babolat's leaders were speaking with Alice's team over the phone. There the message was unambiguous. We have made investments in you. We had faith in you. If you go from us, we won't simply lose a player for Wilson. The Asian market will make us seem foolish. They made more than a sentimental appeal. They countered their offer. $6 million more than 3 years, along with stock in Babolat's future growth in Asia. They were unable to Wilson's money, but they provided Wilson was unable to do it. Heritage, devotion, as well as assurance that she would be their most prominent athlete in the area. Nike then joined the conversation. Nike had been silent till now. They would believed that their connection with Eala was firm. However, when they learned about Babolat's response to Wilson's proposition, they became aware that they were going to lose. Among the most rapidly emerging talents in tennis for women, their reaction hostile. Nike didn't only provide cash. They provided dominance over the world, a lifetime royalties upon signing clothing, joint footwear brands, alliances with their largest Rafael, Serena Williams, and athletics LeBron James, Rafael Nadal. They took up position instead of playing tennis. Eala is an emblem of culture. According to reports, the offer was $12 million over 5 years, the largest endorsement contract ever made available to a Filipino sportsman. However, there was a capture. Nike desired for her to remain with Babolat in terms of rackets. They were indifferent. On the battle on equipment, they desired the rights related to clothing, lifestyle, the capital of culture. Should she sign with Nike would walk, Wilson. Abruptly, Eala wasn't making a brand choice. She was making a decision on futures. Wilson Babolat, the devoted and the legacy builder partner, the multinational conglomerate Nike. And the worst thing was that there were leaks. Methodically and slowly. Someone was speaking. $3 billion giants, one unfeasible decision. Next, the leak that would make this private discussion into a public uproar. February 4, 2026. An insider's view on tennis. A screenshot was shared on Twitter. It was an email, private, designated for internal use review only. The subject line said, "The last offer for Eala sponsorship. Wilson's collapse was described in the email. Line by line, a $8 million offer is signed. Performance, yearly retainer and bonus rewards, image rights, and the academy money, everything." In an hour, 50,000 people retweeted it. In 3 hours, also disclosed was Babolat's response offer. Next, Mike. That bidding battle was intended to remain confidential was news on the first page of every tennis social media platform, blog, and forum. Each number was analyzed by fans. Analysts argued about which brand produced the most intelligent make a move. Eala remained silent. Silence, however, was no longer an option. The tennis scene in the Philippines took off. With honor. "Our girl is valuable. Millions," read one tweet that went viral. However, pride soon gave way to pressure. Admirers began insisting that she choose the appropriate brand. Wilson, according to some, because of the academy investment. Others mention Nike, because having a worldwide reach means more visibility for athletes from the Philippines. A Babolat calling was defended by a smaller group, were the true advocates who persisted in while nobody else was interested in her. The names were also not remaining silent. Wilson's official account shared a mysterious message. Some alliances are formed to finally, others are made to be important. It was inconspicuous, yet they were well known to everybody. Discussing. Babolat retaliated with a montage of Eala's greatest moments. Each and every one of them with their rackets. "Champions stay," the caption said. "Devoted." Nike made no posts. They didn't have to. It was done by their athletes. For them. A picture was retweeted by Naomi Osaka. Of herself at a Nike event with Ally. "Family first," is the caption. The strain was oppressive. Then the most destructive leak was made by someone. Document as of yet. Internal communications between Babolat executives talking about a backup plan if Eala went away. The text showed that Babolat had already started contacting to other Filipino athletes as possible substitutes. Fans of Eala's were incensed. They're taking her place before she even makes a decision. I read one post. The story changed. Babolat was formerly thought to be the devoted underdog, now appeared shrewd. The WTA said nothing. The other players said nothing. This was larger than tennis at the moment. This had to do with control, wealth, and power. Additionally, a 20-year-old girl was in the center of it all, who merely desired to participate in the sport she cherished. The leaks resulted in a business transaction, into a combat zone. However, the worst aspect, the war had only just begun. The internet lacks nuance. Additionally, when the sponsorship war of Alex Alice was made public, the first casualty was nuance. Twitter turned into a battlefield. Team-related hashtags Wilson, Nike, and the Babolat team began to gain popularity throughout the Philippines, Southeast Asia, and even tennis in the United States community. Polls were made by fan accounts. Timelines were overrun with memes. Arguments became intimate. Wilson was one side. Rescuers for providing aid to the buildmise in the Philippines. This goes beyond tennis. One argumentative thread went viral. This relates to returning the favor to the following generation. If Wilson isn't picked by Alex, she's ignoring Filipino children who aspire to be a tennis player. That story hit hard, but it didn't work out. Other supporters resisted. She has no debt to anyone, read one post. She's let the 20-year-old make her own decision without feeling guilty, leading her to giving back. Meanwhile, Nike supporters presented the choice as obvious. Wilson is unable to match Nike's worldwide reach. According to one tweet, if Alex wants, there is only one way to become a global icon. Decision. However, Babolat backers were the loudest. They retrieved previous interviews, where Eala gave Babolat credit for early faith in her. They exchanged pictures showing her with Babolat rackets at junior competitions. They framed the choice as a test of loyalty. She was nobody, signed her with Babolat. Now that she's going to go, she's someone. We don't know that Alex. The names contributed to the mayhem. Wilson shared a montage of young Filipino athletes on film training on temporary courts, concluding alongside the phrase, "Consider what's it was sentimental. It was manipulative. It was successful." Babolat gave a clap. Back with their own video, a behind-the-scenes look at Eala's custom racket development, showing engineers and designers talking about how much they believed in her potential. The message was unambiguous. "We didn't simply sponsor you. We invested in you." Nike kept above the fray, yet their silence was strategic. They let their legacy speak. When you're Nike, you don't need to beg. You just wait. But the poison didn't stop with fans. Tennis journalists started selecting sides. Some penned op-eds justifying Wilson's offer as transformative for Filipino tennis. Others condemned the entire show, calling it a vulture branding war that treats a young athlete like a product. One former WTA player went on record stating, "This is what's wrong with contemporary tennis. We've turned sponsorships into gladiator fights. Alex Eala is a person, not a trophy." And through all of this, the discussions, the hashtags, the ponder pieces, Alex Eala still hadn't uttered a thing till she did. When the whole world is shouting at you to select a side, quiet becomes impossible. And when Alex Eala finally spoke, her words would astonish everyone. February 9, 2026, 11:47 p.m. Manila time. Alex Eala posted a message on Instagram. No PR team polish, no corporate jargon, just her words. "I've been quiet because I didn't know what to say, yet after all that's occurred this week, I suppose I owe it to everyone. My fans, my family, and myself. To be honest, this isn't simple. I'm 20 years old. I'm meant to be focused on my ranking, my next tourney, my game. Instead, I've spent the last 2 weeks drowning in emails, legal documentation, and pressure from every direction. People keep asking me, what's the right choice? But here's the truth. I don't know. Wilson's offer is fantastic. The notion of building MICE in the Philippines, of giving back to youngsters who don't have access to the opportunity one had, that implies everything to me. But does accepting that offer mean I owe them my whole career? Babolat has been with me since the beginning. They believed in me while I was rated 300 in the world. They've supported me, trusted me, and treated me like family. But does loyalty imply I have to overlook better opportunities? Nike has given me a platform I've fantasized of my whole life. The chance to be more than a tennis player, to be a worldwide athlete. But taking that deal imply I'm selling out? I don't know the answers. And I'm weary of folks acting like I should. I didn't want for this to become public. I didn't leak those emails. I didn't want this to develop into a spectacle. But here we are. So, here's what I know. I enjoy tennis. I adore my nation. I love the folks who've supported me. And whatever I pick, it's going to be my choice. Not Nike's, not Wilson's, not Babolat's, and not the internet's. I'll make my decision when I'm ready. Until then, I'm asking everyone to please just let me breathe. The post went viral quickly. Over 1 million likes in the first hour. Comments rushed in. Some supportive, some critical, some still attempting to sway her decision. But the brands, they went silent. Wilson deleted their Imagine What's Possible video. Babolat pulled their loyalty campaign. Nike's athletes ceased posting. For the first time moment the conflict began, everyone recognized they'd passed a line. This wasn't a game anymore. This was a young woman's life. Her words altered everything. However, the question remained, what would she choose? And would the companies or the fans accept it? February 12, 2026. The announcement came silently. No press conference, no spectacular surprise, simply a comment from Eala's management team. Alex Eala has signed with Nike for clothes and Wilson for equipment. Babolat was out. The agreement was structured in a way no one expected. Nike got the worldwide marketing rights. Wilson got the equipment collaboration and the commitment to create tennis mize in the Philippines. Babolat obtained a private settlement. Undisclosed but speculated to feature a buyout clause and a public thank you from Eala. The internet has mixed reactions. Nike enthusiasts rejoiced. She made the smart decision. One tweet read, "Global reach plus grassroots influence equals flawless." Babolat fans felt deceived. After everything they did for her, she walks away. One post said, "Loyalty means nothing anymore." Wilson supporters were ecstatic. The mize are occurring. This is greater than tennis. But the most fascinating reply came from other WTA players. Serena Williams commented, "Proud of you for making your option, Alex." Naomi Osaka tweeted, "The pressure you managed this week would have shattered most individuals. You're stronger than you know." Even players who weren't sponsored by Nike or Wilson chimed in, protecting Eala's freedom to choose without public pressure. The brands, meantime, acted fast to dominate the story. Nike published a stylish campaign video named The Next Chapter, starring Eala training in Manila, donning the swoosh, hitting with Wilson rackets. It was polished. It was forceful. It was everything the turmoil of the past 2 weeks wasn't. Wilson announced the first academy location, Quezon City, Philippines. Groundbreaking scheduled for June 2026. They positioned Eala not merely as a sponsored athlete, but as a co-founder. Babolat they kept elegant. A public statement commended Eala for her years of collaboration and hoped she achievement. Without resentment or drama, just grace. However, the true query wasn't regarding the outcome of the bidding battle. On the significance of this moment for the women's tennis's future. Because this wasn't only about Alex Eala. On how companies handle young athletes. Regarding the impact of public pressure, private choices. Regarding how social the media transforms commercial transactions into ethical. Alex Eala didn't only sign the referendum a contract. She established a standard. Demonstrated that young athletes can take authority over their own stories, that they are able to resist pressure. That they are able to create intricate, subtle choices without being demonized for them. However, she also revealed the negative aspects of contemporary sports advertising, the disclosures, the manipulation, the use of allegiance. The WTA has not said anything about the issue. No regulations were violated. No, although there were policy violations, everyone recognizes a change. The next time a teenage celebrity is embroiled in a bidding war, they'll keep Alex Eala in mind. Keep in mind how vicious it may be. Perhaps, just possibly, they will manage it differently. Eala has returned to practicing, competing, and concentrating on the court on winning, which is what counts, but the every locker room is haunted with questions. Each boardroom and fan forum across the realm of tennis. Was this merely a competition between brands or the start of a new age in which sportsmen at last have the strength? Eala startled everyone. WTA. Not because to her skill, not because of her position, but because she refused to serve as a pawn in another's game. The fight of billion-dollar brands blew up all around her, and she continued to walk and emerged stronger from the flames. Her narrative is told here, but it's also a caution. Sportsmen are not seen by brands as goods. The fans don't feel pressured by assistants. For the athletes, your career is yours to manage. The game has evolved. And Eala recently demonstrated